want to ask you specifically about something that has bothered me for the past 6 weeks that we do not talk about at all, and you are uniquely positioned to comment on it, and that's the attempted assassination of Trump. And I will stop there. What was that, do you think?
Man, I was at a congressional hearing with some members of Congress who actually cared about it, Eli Crane and some others, not necessarily some of the leadership who, I'm not saying they don't care, they just it's just weird. Like the former president, potentially next president of the United States, was shot in the head on live television. A guy was murdered in front of his kids, and the stories disappeared into like the Superman 2 Phantom Zone. You remember they send Zod to it's like, that's the story. It's like out there, and you're like, nobody knows who the guy was working with. If anyone, there's not a social media picture has surfaced to this kid at all. So someone asked me, was this an inside job or was this intent? And I never say anything I can't back up, ever. Because then my credibility's at stake, and I'm never gonna be a sensationalist about it. But I will tell you this, layered incompetence is intent, correct? I'll give you an example, right?
Can you repeat what you just said one more time?
Layered incompetence is intent.
Exactly.
So my brother-in-law's a doctor, right? He's a smart guy. If he's a doctor, right, and if he goes to the mall on a 110-degree Oklahoma City day, and he's drunk, sorry, Chuck, he's not a drinker, but say he's a smart cat, right? He's sitting right there, and he's drinking, and he's blowing through traffic lights, and he's got some young kid he's babysitting in the car. And then he walks in the mall and leaves him there, and the kid dies. Did he intend to kill him? No. But there is so much layered incompetence, we presume intent. So when you're a Secret Service agent, like I was for 12 years, who's done, high-level, hot zone protection operations everywhere from Afghanistan to Indonesia, I've got the receipts to back it up, and that's why they never mess with me. You ever notice that not a single person has come out from the Secret Service and been like, nah, that guy's messing. You ever notice no one's done that? They don't even dare, because I'll just whip out remember this? Oh, you weren't there for that, were you? You didn't see that, okay. So how was he put on the axe? Like, how are you walked out on stage at all when there's an open threat? How does a guy with a rangefinder manage to subvert an entire layered, $1 million security plan? How is it you don't set up a security room? So you don't have to ask me, was it an inside job or not? Because the truth is, I don't know. I don't know insiders. I'm an outsider. But I can tell you for a fact, layered incompetence is intent. And although it is relevant, obviously, if someone on the inside knew about this, and I find it very suspicious that we know nothing about this shooter at all. We know everything. If God forbid you were to, shoot a Democrat, which of course, I am absolutely, resolutely against political violence. If you were to, God forbid, do that, I promise you the media would be talking to the neighbors and everything. But why don't we know anything about this shooter, this killer? Why? You think I'm stupid? There's something going on here. And layered incompetence is absolutely intent.
Well, okay, so layered incompetence is intent. Persistent indifference is approval. So if nobody cares that Donald Trump was just shot in the face 6 weeks ago, that lets you know they approve of it.
No, nobody said, you don't find it odd either? Folks, think about it, right? There was a debate last night, the first one. Since the former president, better than probably 50-50 shots gonna be the next president, is on stage, how many people brought up that he was shot in the head? Now, listen, there's nothing even remotely, but I gotta tell you, man, imagine, again, God forbid it was Democrat. I protected a Democrat. I protected Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, George W. Bush was like a Democrat sandwich. We don't kill our political leaders, period. But you both know, God forbid someone had done the same thing to Kamala. There would have been moments of silence, rituals would have been held before, there would have been a 7-minute montage of videos, they would have brought out like every single first responder who was there would have been honored, there would have been a closing statement about it. Donald Trump was shot in the head, not in the halcyon days of like 1954. This just happened. I just saw a movie a few weeks ago when his thing, I was coming out of a movie when I heard it happen. You're 100% correct. Like, the indifference to a man getting shot in the head on live television, and no one even mentions it at the debate. When I said to you before, brothers and sisters, man, the demons are real. Evil's real. It's not some fake thing you've seen. I can't explain it. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm not your preacher. I'm not your philosopher. Is it some quantum mechanics thing? Is it entanglement? Is it every good, particle has an entangled? I have no idea. I don't know what it is. But because I don't know what it is doesn't mean it isn't there. My dog doesn't understand physics. It doesn't mean it's not real. It's real. And the fact that not a single person brought up last night, David Muir, what was with David? Is this guy kidding me? Trump's debating 3 people last night. And then you get this Lindsay, whatever her name is, that they didn't even have the courtesy to say, Mr. President, we want to acknowledge what happened to you. We feel really terrible from the family at ABC. Thank you for coming out tonight. It would have been a moment where I think even you and I can't stand ABC. Would have been like, all right, whatever. Like, at least they said it. Not a word. Not a freaking word about it. Guy got shot in the head on TV. And by the way, he's been amazing. He don't even talk about it. I'm not a name dropper, I promise. It's stupid, and you look like a moron when you do it. And there's 2 things don't ever do. Don't ever tell anyone your education, because then you're probably an idiot. And don't ever name drop. But in this case, it's important. I spoke to him the next day after that. Now, maybe 2 days. I want to be precise. And this guy, man, it was like nothing happened. I was like, hey, Mr. President, I was calling about something. I never call him, ever. So whatever I do, trust me, he picks up, because I never call him. I said to him, man, being a Secret Service guy, shot in the head on that, I'm horrified, we let you down. He was like, yeah, that sucked, man, shot in the head. He was, I heard the bullet whizzed by. And then he was like, I think he went on to ask me about Egg McMuffins or something. He's just like, him, he's just the most... Any other politician would have done a National Day of Remembrance. The guy got shot in the head on live TV, and he's like, yeah, man, really sucked, hurt my ear, I gotta wear this bandage. That's just who he is, man. Sorry, had to throw that in there.
What it said, I completely agree with that. And in fact, his first reaction to getting shot that night was, I can't believe how brave everybody at the event was. They didn't run.
Right, nothing about it.
And I thought, here this guy's been attacked as a narcissist, among many other things, a threat to democracy. And his first concern is for everybody else, and he's impressed by their bravery. Just quite amazing. But I do think, and I don't want to get dark about it or whatever, but the fact that, for example, last night at the debate, he said to Kamala Harris, you've attacked me as a threat to democracy, not just as someone you disagree with, or the opposing, your opponent, but as an actual threat to the United States and its continued existence. Maybe you inspired the guy to shoot me in the face. And everyone's just like, oh, stop complaining. Oh, shut up. It's just a 223. It's not a big deal. And you feel like they're for violence. I don't know how else to interpret that. A normal person is horrified by someone getting shot. By the way, if Kamala Harris got shot in the face, I would be totally opposed to that. I'm against shooting people in the face. I just am. And I don't like her at all. But they're not against it. That's what I'm saying.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.